Hey everyone, and welcome to my chat with Amy live, and I'm so excited to have you here with me. And I was thinking about today's chat with Amy and how so often when I'm talking to entrepreneurs, they are asking me about how to get more of their ideal clients to contact them. So I thought I would focus on that today and help you out any way I can in this arena. And when it comes down to it, when I think about how I've been able to have my most ideal clients contact me and really build that relationship, it all comes down to the power of deep connection. So what do I mean by that? I know a lot of people, maybe this relates to you, have worked hard to launch your businesses, to build your email lists, right? Build an online following, maybe you're using Facebook and Instagram. Some of you may use Snapchat, all these social media sites, right? And you're putting things out there in the world. And you may be working with some clients and you're not hearing back from them, right? Or you may feel like, as far as your audience goes, you're not hearing back from them when you're sending your emails out or when you're posting on social media. And the problem with that is that you're working so hard, right? You're working so hard to put yourself out there, and then you're not hearing anything. It's like crickets. Just this morning, one of my clients sent me a text message saying, Amy, I sent out this email this morning, and I don't know, I kind of felt like I was coming from a place of desperation. And I think the wording of my email, even the energy of it probably came across that way, right? So hi, Yolanda. Hi, Megan. And so I was thinking about this because it's something I see all the time. I see it all the time where there's this place in business where even though you've gotten things started, even though you are putting yourself out there, you may have invested thousands of dollars on programs, if not tens of thousands of dollars on programs on how to build your audience, right? And have like maybe even a Facebook ad campaign. And all of that is great unless you don't know how to build a relationship with that audience, unless you don't know how to get them excited to book a call with you. So this is where I come in, and this is where I really want to help you out if this speaks to you. So when it comes to email copywriting, for example, when you're sending an email out to your list, there's a few things that I notice that have been a really big problem in building that relationship. It's just like any other relationship, right? Where you meet someone, like this thing about in life, right? When you meet someone and you're like, hi, my name's Amy, what's your name? And you start to get to know them. If you just have one initial conversation and then you go away from whatever social event where you met them and you don't stay in touch, then nothing's gonna happen. Or if time goes by and they're like, oh yeah, I met that really cool person at that event and I wanna say hi to them. So you either text them or call them or send them an email. So there's not this like deep connection, there's not this deep foundation of the relationship, right? So it's no different than when you're building a relationship with your audience. You actually get to think of your audience as one of the most important people in your life, right? Like, just think about it. Think about how on the other end of your email list are actual human beings, just like you and me, who are waking up every morning and living their lives and wanting to hopefully do good in this world, right? To build great relationships. If they are business owners, they're building, their businesses, or they're going to work and they're wanting to live a happy, healthy, and abundant lifestyle and, live this adventure. And so they have a lot going on in their lives too. So if you want to build a relationship with them, it's so important to think about your audience as just like one more being in your life that you really deeply care about. So sometimes I'll hear entrepreneurs say like, oh, I have to write an email to my audience, and I don't even know what to say, and nobody's getting back to me, nobody cares, my list is dead, and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are human beings on the other side of this email you're sending out into the world. I recently was listening to a book on Audible where it was Carolyn Miss, and she wrote The Anatomy of the Spirit, and she was talking about email, like just the word email. Think of it as energy mail, right? Your energy needs to come through the email in a way that is loving and compassionate and cares about who's on the other side of it, instead of, I'm an entrepreneur, I have this email list and I need some money, right? I need clients. I have to get some clients because otherwise I'm going to be stressed out in my life, right? That's not the right energy. It's not the right energy. So if that's you, and maybe that's not you, maybe that's the extreme, but if you're still somewhere in the middle where you're reaching out to your audience and they're just not responding to you, then today I want to talk about that. I want to talk about how you can really build that relationship, build that deep connection with them, so they will be so excited to book calls with you or reply to your emails. This is even for those of you who, even if you don't have a huge email list, even when you're emailing people one-on-one, right? Or even if you have a small email list, this also relates to what you post on social media, right? What is it that you're putting out into the world that is your gift, that is inviting people in, right? You're inviting people in where they're like, yes, I'm so excited to chat with you, right? I want that for all of you if this is not already happening, or if it is happening, let's take it to that next level. So hi Olga, hi Megan. I see a handful of people here. I'm just kind of seeing who's here. Try to see. Oh, yes, Yolanda. Awesome. So yeah, and also if you're watching right now, I would love for you, if you're willing, to share this Facebook Live video, because people can join in even while we're live. So if you are finding value in this and you know other entrepreneurs maybe checking out your Facebook page, then I would love for you to share it. I would love for you to show me some hearts, show me some love if this is helpful. And also I'd love to see your comments and questions as we're going through this chat, okay? So in speaking about reaching out to your audience. Again, this could be relevant even if you have a small email list and you're sending emails out to them, or even if you're like, oh my gosh, I'm one of the newbies, maybe I shouldn't be on this chat with Amy because I don't have thousands of people on my list. Think about how you reach out to people even one-on-one, okay? It's very relevant. So sending emails out is a really powerful way to invite people in. Even though email has been around for a long time, and even though people receive a lot of emails in their inbox, it still is a great way to get in touch with people. I still get lots of entrepreneurs who reach out to me who cannot wait to chat with me once they're on my email list and I've built a deep relationship with them, right? So for example, when you think about your subject line, okay, I'm not gonna go into a full-on deep training, but I wanna give you some of my best golden nuggets around email copywriting that connects and has your strong marketing messaging energy within it. And more importantly than anything is that you have this great energy that goes into your email as you send it out into the world to this audience that's filled with incredible human beings that want to get to know you and want to know why are you reaching out to them. To really simplify it, the two questions I always ask myself when I send an email out to my audience is what's in it for them and why should they care, right? It's not just all about me and what I have going on, but what's in it for them and why should they care? What are the benefits to them? How can I provide value to them? So feel free to take notes on this. And when you think about the subject line, that's the first thing that they see, right? It's the first thing that they see. And sometimes I'll receive these emails from people, if I'm on some of my clients' lists, for example, and I'll see the subject line, I'm like, that would not stand out to me. Look at all the emails you receive in your inbox and just notice which emails actually stand out to you and which ones do you feel are just clutter in your inbox. You'll start to notice what really makes a difference for you. So it's the same thing when you're sending emails out to your ideal clients, to your audience, and are they excited about what you're sending? Are they receiving it, right? So a really great way, this is something I've been telling some of my clients and entrepreneurs who have been struggling with having subject lines that really get people to open their emails, is to look at your own email inbox, right? Look in your own, not in your Aweber or MailChimp or Infusionsoft, but look in your own actual email inbox and go to your sent items and actually look at what you're sending out in the world. What are the subject lines that you send out just to one-on-one people? I'm telling you it works. Anytime I give this example, I tell people, go, you want a great cheat sheet? Yeah, I have a great gift right now online and you should download it if you'd like that. 100subjectlines.com, you can check it out. And I'm giving away 100 email subject lines that get opened. So that's a really great way to see a cheat sheet. So I encourage you to download that. And to be authentically you, go into your own sent items and just read some of the things that you send people. I was reading my own the other day as I was giving this example, and one of them said, are you around this afternoon? Right? That's actually a great subject line for an audience. Or, can you help me with something? Right? Again, of course you want the subject line to be relevant and to relate to whatever's in the actual email. And look at just notice what you send out in the world, right? Even if it's one-on-one, it's a really great way to deeply connect with an audience in a personal, authentic way that shows them that you care, that might ask a question so that they can, it's a relationship, right? We want engagement. It's just not like a one-way street. So look at your own sent items. And maybe not all of them make sense, right? If it's like specific to something personal, like meet me at the picnic on Friday, right? It's like, no. I mean, maybe you do a Facebook Live video and you're at a picnic on Friday. I mean, it's just wild how even those types of emails can work. So look at your sent items and see what would really land with your audience, okay? And then in your actual email, when you're thinking about how to build a relationship with your audience, just think about, what is the purpose of me sending this email? Like what, this is where I really take it down to the power of deep connection, okay? So this is relevant before I send out an email to my audience. This is relevant before I jump onto a strategy call with a new potential client. This is relevant even when I'm about to jump on a coaching call. This is relevant even before I get on to chat with Amy. I really dig deep. I center myself. You can do this right now, okay? Sometimes I'm like, people are gonna think I'm weird, and then I let go of that. So close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths, right? Really center yourself and think about one of your clients or one of your ideal clients, maybe someone you know that you've met, and really drop into your heart and think about them. Like really be generous enough and kind enough to think about them and think about what it is that they're going through right now. Think about one person. What are they going through right now in relation to what it is that you offer? Maybe you're a health coach. Maybe you're a website designer or a branding expert. You know, maybe you offer some form of healing services, or you're a naturopath or an esthetician or massage therapist. Whatever it is that you do, just really think about that person. You know, I know there's a lot of coaches that are in my audience. So maybe you're a love coach, a relationship coach. What is your ideal client going through right now? What is their biggest pain point? What is their biggest challenge? You know, you could even do some journaling about this before you really get into email writing or jumping on a call with someone. Just really be generous enough to think about them. And then think about what it's like to be in their shoes as they're going through that. More likely than not, the reason why you're even in the industry that you're in is because you've gone through that very same obstacle, that very same pain point, and you found a way to get to the other side of it, which is why you're so passionate about what you do. You know, it's like when people say, make your mess your message, or make your test your testimonial, right? It's like whatever it is that you've gone through, that you've overcome and you've gotten to the other side, is probably the very area that you are helping people in your products, programs, services, or even opportunities, right? So as you're thinking about this connection piece, if you're emailing them, or if you're about to talk with them, or if you're about to take the stage, just really go deep. And then think about, okay, they have this pain point or these main pain points, and what can I give them to help them overcome that pain point? What story can I share with them to inspire them? What tips can I give them to have them put those, action steps into motion so that they can overcome this? And what can I offer them in order for me to make a bigger difference for them, right? So as you start thinking about this more and more, and I know some of you are already doing email marketing and sending out messages, via, also on Facebook and Instagram, like whatever you're posting and putting out there in the world, right? Always think about how you can take that to a deeper level. If you're wanting to deepen a relationship, even in a one-on-one relationship, think about what you do. When you want to have a better friendship with someone or a romantic relationship, think about how you show up and how you make that happen. Is it all about you? Or are you dedicating how you communicate to them? Are you thinking about what's in it for them? How can I be of value to them? It's the same thing. So I just want to see, I know I've got, I just recently started chat with Amy, so we got a handful of viewers, and I know people will be watching after this. I saw after my first one last week, a few hundred people have been watching it. So I would love to see your comments below, even right now in the live video. And if you're watching the replay, go ahead and post your questions. I will be checking back later. where are you when it comes to, like, where are you in your business when it comes to building a relationship with your audience? Or where are you feeling stuck? I'd love to just see some questions, some comments. If you're struggling with anything when it comes to this topic of, marketing, messaging, putting yourself out there, attracting clients. So let's see, I'm gonna see who's on here. I say hi to Ashley. Hey, Ashley. As I'm moving this, okay. Megan, I'm reading that book now. Oh yes, Anatomy of the Spirit. That's awesome. So if any of you have questions, I would love to help you out today. So I would love for you to post your questions below. Don't be shy. This is your chance to get some free coaching. Sonia, hey Sonia. I'm working currently on getting better in connecting via email. Okay, so Sonia, where do you feel like, if there's an area that you're getting stuck, is it the open rate? Is it the content that's in the email? Where is it that you're getting stuck? I'd love to see your specific questions. And again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about how to build a deeper connection with your audience. So with your email list, with your social media followers, really thinking about not just, it's all about me, right? But really inviting them in so that whatever you're putting out there in the world, it's really providing your gift to them so that you can make a bigger difference for them, and they're excited to reach out to you. They're excited to get on your calendar to chat with you or someone on your team, right? Or if you have a brick and mortar location, they're excited to book an appointment there. I'd love to see your specific questions. Let's see here. Okay, Sonia. Subject lines, for example, to improve open rates, and then writing in a way that they respond. Sometimes it works really well and sometimes it doesn't. Okay, so I don't know if you just jumped on, but I was talking about how when you think about subject lines, you can actually go into your own sent items, like in your own actual inbox, and look at those sent items and look at what emails have a great subject line that you would even send to one person. Like just take a look, just scroll through it and see, wow, this subject line actually might work for my audience. Or think about what is a common thread of a pain point that your clients have that you could speak into in the subject line, right? Just like, I know that so often my clients struggle with attracting more clients, right? So I could do something like my top 3 secrets for attracting clients through Facebook, things like that. So then you're talking about writing a way that they respond. So whenever I write one of my emails, I send a test email to myself. I actually look at it in my inbox. I take a moment and just imagine myself in the shoes of one of my ideal clients. And I imagine them seeing my email come through, and I look at the subject line, even though I just wrote it, right? There's just something about seeing it. And then I open it up and I read it and just say, does this excite me? Does this stand out to me? Does this invite me in? Does it really feel like, wow, I'm so glad I got this email today. I want to do something about it. Or at least I want to stay on this person's email list because what they're sending to me is of such high value. So I test it. I test it with myself and I read through it and I go, and I think about how many emails people get, right? In order to stand out, you got to think about how this needs to be like, imagine your email being the most valuable email they received today. What would that email look like? And put that energy into it. I know, Sonia, you're all about energy. Put that energy into it. How can I be so giving? What's one thing that I can do for them? Sometimes it's good to mix it up too. I know one of my clients sent out an email. I thought it was brilliant. And literally he went from sending the longer emails out to just sending an email out. I think the subject line was checking in, or just something like, how are you? Or it was something really short. And the whole email was like, hey Sonia, I just wanted to check in and see how you're doing. So I'd love for you to just send me a quick email and let me know how you're doing. Like something so short, just like, I was just thinking about you. And then he got a flood of emails back, He has a fitness studio here in Kirkland, Washington. For those of you who don't know, I live in the greater Seattle area. And he just sent this is a while back, but he sent out this email. It was so short. Just like, hey, checking in, I just wanted to hear how you're doing. And flood of emails. Sometimes it's the short and sweet emails that get a response, so you can mix it up. Yolanda, hey Yolanda. Okay, sometimes I see great emails when people share something personal. Should there be a balance between making the emails about me and about them? Yeah, so I definitely have shared things that are personal myself, and so even when I write an email that shares a personal, vulnerable story, I'm still thinking in the back of my mind, what's in it for them and why should they care? So another exercise each of you can do is, before you write the email, just think about, maybe if you're going to share a personal story, think about just writing down, like journaling about it. What's in it for them if I share this story? Like, what's the point of sharing this story? And I hate to ask it, but why should they care? Why should they care about this story? Is it because it's inspiring and maybe they can relate to what it is that you just went through, or what you're going through right now? It's also ideal if you're on the other side of the story. So sometimes people will write really vulnerable stories and they're still in the thick of their storm, you know? Again, you are writing to people who don't know you. So it may be more effective, if you will, if you send the email after you've gone through whatever it is you've gone through, you know? It's the same thing when people share stories from the stage. If they're on the stage and they're talking about losing a loved one, and as they're talking about it, they start, crying, it's like, it's really difficult to talk through those tears, and there's so much emotion that suddenly it's about them, right? It's about, like, if I were on a stage and talking about, losing my mom right after I lost my mom, like, now it's been about, 6.5 years, I can speak from a stage, I can speak here and not lose it because I've had a lot of healing over the years, right? But if I had spoken on a stage shortly after my mom passed and I couldn't contain myself, then suddenly it would be about the audience really feeling sad for me, which is beautiful and loving. And I'm there on a platform, just like an email, you're on a platform, social media, you're on a platform. So it's always about thinking, how can I really share this story in a way that I am making a point with it, where I'm really thinking about what's in it for them and how can I help them to overcome something, to get to the other side. Does that make sense? So if you have more specific questions on this, of course, I'll be happy to help you there. So so I'd love to hear any other questions or comments, and see some hearts if this is helpful, if this is giving you any inspiration. And again, if you're just joining, feel free to share this Facebook Live, if you will. Because the more people I can help and make a difference for with my weekly chat with Amy, the better off it'll be in terms of, making the impact I would like to make in this world for purpose-driven entrepreneurs. And also just encourage you, like how I only started doing these Facebook Live videos because I know that I have these gifts to share, and you can do this too, whether it's through a Facebook Live video or even in your emails that you send out to your list, or your other platforms that you have out there. Maybe you do blogging or vlogging, and you're able to really share some really great tips. So if you're not already doing that, especially in this day and age where there's so many messages that people are receiving on a daily basis. I remember even, when I was first in the radio industry, I worked in broadcast media sales, and I remember going to a training seminar, and they were talking about how many messages a person receives from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to bed. Like, how many logos and brands and messages does one see in a day? And it was like, from the moment you wake up and you step into the shower, and then there's like a logo on your shampoo bottle, to all the cars that go by with their logos, to the billboards, and now I think about, for those of us who have online businesses, all the pop-ups and all the emails. I mean, there's just thousands. I can't remember what the statistic was then, but there's thousands of messages. Even if we don't realize it, it's hard to even think about comprehending that many marketing messages coming at us from everywhere. I mean, I always think about it even at the grocery store. When you're pushing the cart and there's like an ad for a real estate agent on the cart, and then the little thing you put as a divider when you're checking out, there's like an ad there. There's ads are everywhere. Messages are everywhere. There's like a Geico sign flying through the air, right? So it's a lot to really think about. And when you can be generous enough, generous enough to think about your clients and think about how you can make a difference for them, and think about what kind of message you can put out there in the world to help them, you can actually cut through a lot of that clutter and a lot of that noise that is just noise, and provide something of great value, so that your clients want to reach out to you. Your ideal clients want to contact you and book a call with you, or reply to your emails and say, wow, thank you so much for the email you just sent. You have no idea what that did for me, So Yeah, so does anyone else have any questions about your businesses, about your marketing messaging, about your email copywriting? Would love to see them here. Let's see. Okay. I'm still getting used to okay, this is, I always like to take you behind the scenes. When you have okay, so when you set up your office so that you can do these videos, it's okay, so I've got my phone and this whole diva light ring thing, so the lighting is good. And then I'm okay, so I'm focusing on my phone, and then I always want to make sure I'm checking the time, being aware of the time. So it's all a learning thing. So do you have any questions? So let's see here. Yeah, let me know, or even some comments are you finding this helpful? Are there certain topics? This will be really helpful. Okay, I have a question. When you think about how I can best serve you, because I really want these Chat with Amy Facebook, weekly Facebook Live videos, I really want them to be highly valuable for you. So if you could post below the 1, 2, or 3 areas in your business that you could use the most help, what are the areas that you feel stuck? If you could just post below, what are the areas that would be really exciting for you to learn about, to get some coaching around, just go ahead and type them in. And that way I can really think about, as I move forward with my Chat with Amy weekly live video, that I can really answer those types of questions. I mean, I've got so many topics. Even when I was thinking about this week, my mind was just so excited, thinking about all the different things I could chat about, and then knowing, okay, Amy, calm down, focus on one topic at a time. I just get really excited. So yeah, so if you could post below and let me know what those topics are, that would be super helpful. And the other thing that I wanted to speak on today before we wrap up is on a daily basis, you have an opportunity to make a difference for your clients, right? For your clients and your ideal clients. So as you continue to grow your businesses, I think sometimes what I've noticed with people who already have their businesses, they've already got their audiences, they're working with clients, they're at an okay level, but they're really wanting to break through to the next level, but they're kind of in a routine or feel a bit stuck, feel a bit stale. Just take a moment, if that's you, take a moment on a daily basis and just drop into your heart and think about your clients. Maybe pick one and just take a moment and just think about that client and hold them in your heart and think about how grateful you are to have the opportunity to work with them. Think about how blessed you are to be in a day and age where you can work with people. If you have an online business like me, you can actually work with people all over the world. You can build an audience all over the world. You can email an audience all over the world and post social media posts for people all over the world. I mean, it's amazing how you can actually touch lives everywhere, and make a difference for them. Even the people who you may never meet in your life, you can still touch their lives and make a difference for them and have that ripple effect happen. It's so beautiful. So when you're having a moment of wah, we have these moments where we might feel stuck in our businesses, or that, wow, I feel like I've kind of plateaued. Just take a moment and energetically shift and focus on gratitude for the fact that you get to help people all over the world, should you choose to, or even if your business is more of a local business, just think about all the people in your community that you get to help and how fortunate you are to be at a time in your life when you can do that. It's beautiful. Every day is a gift, and each of you are a gift, and you get to share your own gifts with the world, right? It's so amazing. I just recently shared, I know some of you are friends of mine on my personal Facebook page. I recently shared this video that maybe you've seen go around on Facebook that Oprah did. She was speaking at a graduation, and she was quoting the late Maya Angelou, and how after she built her school in Africa, when Oprah did that, she was really excited. She was really proud of herself, right? She's like, oh, I think this is my legacy. And what Maya Angelou said to her is you do not know what your legacy will be, she's like, you don't know that. And Oprah's like, what are you talking about? And basically the whole point of it was, all about building your legacy in terms of thinking about your legacy as every life that you touched. I think the quote was, your legacy is every life that you touched. And when I saw this video, I literally watched it 3 times, and it brought tears to my eyes. Think about it. What is your legacy? What did you come here to do? What is your passion? What gifts are you putting out there in the world? How are you conveying that message so that you can have that ripple effect? It's beyond business. You know, I always say I geek out on business, but I geek out on it because what I do, what I'm committed to doing, is to creating love and compassion and purpose as an entrepreneur, and to also empower other purpose-driven entrepreneurs to break out of their shell and know that you get to be the change in the world. You get to be the love and compassion in the world. You get to share your gifts with the world. And if you hold back, the world is missing out on you. They're missing out on your legacy, right? Which is every life that you touch. And even if it's, you know, someone that you inspire that then inspires somebody else, that stemmed from you, right? So just think about that as you move forward in your day and days to come. And I just empower you to be in gratitude. Let's see here. Okay. Okay, so Sonia's talking about email marketing, VIP days, enrollment conversations. Good. I'll definitely talk about these things in future Chat with Amy shows. Megan says, I'd really like to send out an email to my list about my pop-up, but I'm not sure my energy or theme when I send it. Can you give me some tips on how to go deeper with it or how to structure a series of emails? Yes, Megan. So I won't do it on this particular show because we need to wrap up, but I know that I get to work with you, so we will definitely go into that. And I can also help people on that in future shows. Yolanda, this is so inspiring. Gratitude, yes. Hey, sunshine. So awesome. Well, on that note, I am going to wrap up this chat with Amy. I just want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope this was helpful. And I just would love for you to go out into the world today and the rest of this week and spread your love and joy and compassion and your gifts with the world. And again, when it comes to building that relationship with your audience, think of them as one of your most important relationships. Think about, how can I deepen this relationship? How can I be loving towards these people who have made the decision to be on my email list or follow me on social media? What message can I put out there in the world today that will really show them that I care? Okay? So just go ahead and move forward with that. And if you'd be so kind to share this Facebook Live video, this would be great. I would love more entrepreneurs to be joining me on a weekly basis with Chat with Amy, and so I can make a bigger impact for them and also have them really create the lifestyle they've always wanted. So sending you all lots of love and make it a great day. Mwah.